Hello guys, welcome to the video. In today's video, for the Form 1 Mathematics series, we'll be looking at Chapter 7, Linear Inequalities or Ketaksamaan Linear. Without further ado, let's get into the video. First, let's see what does inequality means. Based on Google, it indicates the relationship between two expressions that are not equal. In simpler terms, it means two numbers that are not equal. Some of you may be confused or wondering what does that even mean? Don't worry, we will try to explain the concepts as easy to understand as possible. The good news is, students only need to understand these four types of inequalities to master this chapter. They are greater than, lesser than, the third one is greater than or equals to, and the last and final one is lesser than or equals to. Now, let's look at a simple example to understand the meaning of these symbols. Abu is visiting a phone shop to purchase a phone. In the shop, he has two different types of phones to choose. Let's call this phone A and this as phone B. The price for phone A is Rm100 and the price for phone B is Rm1000. In this case, we can say the price of phone B is greater than phone A. In other terms, we can also say the price of phone A is lesser than phone B. Now, let's look at another example. The highway patrol officer is monitoring the speed limit of the vehicles that are going through the highway. Apparently, the speed limit at this point is 60 kilometers per hour, which means all cars are supposed to drive lesser than or equals to 60 kilometers per hour. However, the officer noticed one red car is speeding and exceeding the 60 km per hour speed limit. The officer stopped the vehicle and issued a ticket to the driver. He also explained to the driver that the speed limit at this road is lesser than or equals to 60 km per hour. This means anything from 61 km per hour is deemed offensive and will be issued a ticket. However, suppose the driver maintains a speed limit of 60 km per hour and below, he is considered abiding by the law and will not be issued a ticket. Thanks for staying with us. We believe the examples have managed to explain the concept of inequalities. If you have any doubts, please feel free to share them in the comments and we'll try our best to address them as soon as possible. Next, we'll go through a few sample questions and answers related to this chapter. Let us look at question number 1. It reads, which one of the following is true? We have 4 options and we must choose the correct one. Step 1. We must draw a number line as illustrated below and map all the numbers given in the question to this number line. This will help us to visualize the details. Let me show how to do it. Once the number line is drawn, take each answer one by one and plot them in the number line. For example, for answer A, we have -2 and -5, which will be plotted accordingly. Do the same for the remaining answers. Once done, you should be getting something like this. Each answer is mapped to a number in the number line. By looking at the flow of the numbers, we can conclude that the numbers on the right-hand side are bigger than the left-hand side numbers. With this, we can insert the appropriate inequality symbol for each option. Next, compare the symbols that we plotted against the answer options. Once done, you will notice that the option D is the only one that matches. Now, let's look at another question. It reads, at Fifi's stall, she earns Rm360 by selling some cakes. The amount earned from selling one cake is Rm3. Calculate the minimum number of cakes that she still has to sell so that her total earning is more than Rm600. Firstly, let us simplify the question by breaking down the details. Once the breakdown is done, we can clearly notice there are two important parameters. The first one is Fifi has already sold RM 360 worth of cakes. Secondly, the question asks the minimum order of cakes needed for Fifi to achieve a total sale of more than 600. Please take note it's more than 600, which means RM 601 onwards, not more than or equals to RM 600. Let us show you how to solve this question. Imagine a tube that reflects the entire RM600 that Fifi needs to achieve. Based on the information from the question, one cake was sold for RM3. Hence, we divide RM600 with RM3, which translate into a total of 200 cakes in total needed to achieve a minimum of RM600. Similarly, Fifi has also managed to sell cakes worth RM360. Hence, dividing 360 with RM3 will give us the total number of cakes that have been sold so far by Fifi. Now, we have the total number of cakes that need to be sold to achieve the RM600 benchmark and the total number of cakes that have been sold. With this information, we can get the minimum number of cakes Fifi needs to sell by subtracting 200 with 120, translating into 80 additional cakes. Since the question wants us to find out the number of cakes needed for more than 600, hence 81 will be the answer. That's the end of the video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. At the same time, if you have any questions or any preferred topics or question you want us to address, please share in the comments and we'll do our best to reply or assist. Thank you.